Hey guys, welcome to TARS37. Today I'm reviewing this, which is the DC Superfriends Imaginext Series 1. I'm reviewing the Zero-Year Batman and Two-Face from this wave. So, honestly, I had no idea I would find this. I mean, this is really cool, really blessed. I found this today at a Walmart that's a really long ways from where I live, and honestly, just finding this really surprised me because Series 1 has been the hardest wave to find. It never really got a wide release in the United States. They re-released it in 2017 and in this year, and they're releasing it as a full set on Amazon, like as a gift pack, but that's sold out, and just getting the whole set has been really hard because of how hard it has been to find it. But, you know, I knew they were doing releases near Arkansas, but I hadn't seen any where I live, so I was really happy to find this. I still need Joker and Catwoman, so I'll hunt them down eventually, but I was happy to find these two. And we got this really cool artwork. You have the Series 1. The packaging looks different to me, but I haven't really paid that much attention to it, and it still has the 2019 logo, and the codes are still up here. So yeah, let's open this up. So taking a look at Batman first, it's hard to believe that this figure first came out in 2015, and here I am 5 years later finally reviewing it. Yeah, he looks awesome. For the time when this came out, a lot of us thought this was supposed to be based on the Detective Comics 27 Batman, and then eventually we found out that was Zero-Year, but still it's really cool, and I gotta say, I like the design of this. Even though it's not the Batman I initially had thought it was, you know, I eventually learned it was Zero-Year, but I still think it's a pretty cool looking version of Batman, particularly in the utility belt. It looks kind of nice. It's got this kind of like goldish bronze copper as opposed to the standard yellow we see of Imaginext. And something really cool is he has this black stripe that goes down both his arms, but when you lift up his arm, he doesn't have it continuing on the sides, but he does have it going down his body, and I think that's really cool. And he's got black on the belt, just a lot of nice paint applications there. I think we've seen this bat mold a couple times, but it's still pretty cool. Then you got the purple gloves there, and then you also have black on the knee pad, so very unique looking Batman. And I just want to show him off with the Detective Comics 27 Batman, just because, you know, for a really long time, a lot of people thought this was going to be that version of it. I remember when we first saw these prototype images back in 2015, and then eventually when this thing came out and it said Zero-Year, we all found out. But for a while, a lot of people were thinking that, myself included, so it was just kind of cool to see them together. You also get a pair of handcuffs. We've seen these a couple times, and yeah, now on to Two-Face. So here we have Two-Face, and just like Batman, I can't believe it took 5 years to finally get this guy. This guy was awesome. When they first announced Series 1, I just thought he was the coolest one out of all of them because we hadn't got any new Two-Faces up until that point. Like now, I've had a couple of the new mold of Two-Face, but it was just really cool because like for a really long time, this was Two-Face. And this wasn't necessarily bad, but considering that Imaginext really improved upon its designs, it definitely looked out of scale compared to something like this or just, you know, the modern day Batmans. So it was cool to finally see them do this new Two-Face mold. And I gotta say, I love the paints on this. I believe it's based on the animated series design of Two-Face, if I'm not mistaken. And you got some blue on the skin, some yellow eyes and yellow teeth, and you got the white hair, which looks pretty cool. Then you have blue on the glove, and then it's kind of glossy black here. I don't know if it's supposed to be glossy black, but it looks nice. And then you have the white and black, how it mixes in between the bow tie. And then you've got the black shirt underneath here and the white shirt underneath here. I always like this detail. It's not a detail Imaginext has to do, but I think it's pretty cool. The Harvey Dent head also looks really good with the black hair. I'm going to be honest, I like it with the black hair better than the brown hair. The brown haired version, and then moving down you also have some black on the legs and white. And for accessories you get the same Harvey Dent Two-Face coin that we've been getting since 2008, but it's not a bad coin. I mean, the only thing I would like is maybe for them to redo it just so it featured the new sided head, because as you can see it's still based on the original Two-Face head. But either way, it's not that bad of an accessory and it's kind of cool. And lastly, here we have a comparison with the other Two-Faces in this mold. This was the first to come out in this mold, and these two were remade. I got this one at Walmart with the Riddler 2-pack last year, and I got this one this year at a Goodwill. So up until recently, I didn't really even own this mold, so it was kind of cool to pick these up. I gotta say, out of all of them, it's kind of hard to pick a favorite. I really like this one, but I think the black hair just kind of does it for me, and I kind of prefer this one a little bit. It's kind of weird to see how they swap the sides on some of the paint on these two. That's a little odd, but still kind of neat. If I'm not mistaken, I think these are all the Two-Faces that have been made in this mold. They might have made one more variant. It's kind of hard to tell. It would be cool if they did eventually do a consistency, because you can tell he's not very consistent in terms of like his different shades and whatnot. But either way, and he just kind of died there. But either way, Two-Face is pretty cool. And then here's him with the 0-year Batman. So as you can see, they both look pretty neat together. Like I said, just really happy to find these. Here's a comparison with Wildcat from the new Series 7 wave that I found last week, which really surprised to find this much blind bags all at one time. Usually the blind bags are very spaced out. And then here's a comparison with Talon from the new wave. So yeah, overall I think this is a pretty cool set. I think they did a good job here. And I gotta say, I definitely have a lot of respect for Fisher-Price and Mattel because, you know, these were arguably the hardest things to find. Like I said, you know, 5 years later and I'm finally holding them in hand. So I really like that Mattel actually went out there and tried to make these wider available, because a lot of times you'll see toy companies that just try to, you know, pour flames on the fire, I guess you could say, pour gasoline on the fire, try to encourage the scapping. So it's really cool that Mattel is actually trying to fight against that and make these more available. So I think that's pretty cool. And I wouldn't mind if they did this for some of their other hard to find stuff. And yeah, thanks for watching. Please rate, like, and subscribe.